Welcome, strangers, to Small Talkumentary, a show where we watch documentaries and then get together and small talk about them. Welcome back, everyone, to Small Talkumentary by My Mama Done Told Me. I'm your host, Jeff Kolaski. I'm here with my mother.
Hello.
Hello, mother.
Hello, son.
Your name is Kathy.
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 Mama Cat.
Mama Cat. Before we get into this episode, let's get a few things out of the way, as we like to do during these episodes. If you like our show, go rate, review, comment on our stuff. Wherever you get your podcasts, leave a review of some sort. If you want to connect with our family, you can find us on all of the social medias. You can find links to those. Where, Mother?
On our showy nights.
Showy nights. Or you can shoot us an email at mymamadonetoldmepodcast@gmail.com. So, this week, we watched a very short documentary from 2024 called The Quilters. It was streaming on Netflix, and I thought this was a very powerful, a very intimate, kind of a testament to the transformative. You like that?
I like
description?
that.
Here, for all of our listeners and watchers, is the trailer.
This environment is a jungle. All the other guys don't even have a clue how we feel up here.
Oops, wrong side. They call them sharps.
We're a little community within a big community. Organized chaos is the easiest way to describe that room.
I let my demon out a few times in prison, and I'm not proud of it.
They may or may not have a date. They may not be going home.
It's just hard to talk about. Around here, anybody can get in trouble.
We just trying to do better. We all ain't perfect, but we trying. This what puts me on the outside. When I do this, I don't even be in here.
So before we get into it, The Quilters. This is a 33-minute documentary directed by Jennifer McShane. It follows a group of incarcerated men at South Central Correctional Center, which is a maximum security prison in Missouri, through the prison's Restorative Justice Organization, or RJO. These men design and sew personalized quilts for foster children, dedicating 40 hours a week to this meticulous craft. The film offers a glimpse into their daily lives, the challenges they face, and the solace they find in creating something beautiful for children who, like them, have experienced abandonment and hardship. All the credits and all that are in the show notes. Again, directed by Jennifer McShane, streamed on Netflix. This is a spoiler alert, but there's really nothing to be spoiled. Just go watch it. It's a really powerful documentary, especially if you have any connection to the incarcerated, to the foster system, and or to quilting, right? And crafting of any sort, but especially quilting, because
This deals with quilting.
That's what this is about. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about why we chose to watch The Quilters for our episode today. Mom, you chose this one. It was good.
Did.
And it was a good choice.
It
well
was a
done.
good job. I'm really happy that I finally chose one that I really liked.
Yeah,
anyway.
I liked it too. Yeah, it was great.
Well, I'm a quilter. I've been a quilter for almost 40 years, and I spend many hours a day in my sewing room, and most of those quilts end up going to charity, most of them into the foster system, just like they do.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I have tons of connections with this.
How did you find this?
I just saw it, came across my Facebook feed as coming in June. Probably because I visit a lot of quilting sites and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So you get the
it's
sponsor.
in your algorithm.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is in my algorithm.
Yeah.
So it came through, and when I saw the trailer, I just thought, oh, I got to watch this.
Had you seen it before?
No.
No, you watched it for this. That was
the first time.
Overall, what did you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, connected in so. I cried my way through.
Really?
Yes, I started crying as
That's
soon as Jill started tearing up at the very beginning.
yeah.
Um, I, I, I mean, I sew for kids like that,
Mhm.
and I love. There's so much about
Mm.
what they did is like what we do as women in groups and small
Mhm.
sewing groups.
Yeah.
I was part of a group for years called we called ourselves the Bag Ladies, and it was
Mhm.
just we were the young ones at that time, and
Mhm.
most of those ladies now have passed on.
Mhm.
But the camaraderie that they had and teaching each other things, a safe place to go. I mean,
Mhm.
all the things that it was for these men, it is for millions of women out
Right.
there that are sewing and doing things.
Right. Um, so I'm going to give a few details about the movie, just a couple sentences here. The Quilters introduces us to several men. I'm not going to introduce them all. You'll have to go watch the film. But they're participating in the RJO program. One of them, Ricky, he is serving a life sentence for murder.
Mhm.
And he kind of serves as a mentor to the quilting group, guiding others in the intricate art of quilt making, which he learned from his mother,
Yes.
which is very sweet. I learned sewing and things like that from my mother,
Yes.
partially from my mother and also from a school program we
Right.
were in,
Right.
but both of those things help.
But it wasn't new to you,
No, yeah,
at least being around it.
right. Yeah. And so this documentary delves into the personal stories, their reasons for joining the program, the impact it has on their life. The act of quilting becomes a form of therapy for them,
Mhm.
and a way to give back. Means finding purpose within the walls of the prison. That
Right.
was a big thing in this film.
Mhm.
Was
It was so different.
purpose
Yeah.
is so important
Yeah.
in the prison system.
Right.
Think what you want about the things that these men have done, these men and women have done.
Admittedly. Yeah.
Yeah, awful things. Yep. Depending on your beliefs, they should be incarcerated. They should, these are
Well, they even felt they should be.
right.
They knew they were paying for what they
Right.
did and the mistakes they
Right.
made.
And so anyway, this is a little glimpse into that life. This is the reform that you want to see
Mhm.
in these systems. We know, because we know, private prisons and all this stuff, that it's a broken system.
Yeah.
So a lot of, innocent people in there. There's a lot of things that I don't necessarily agree with that happen in these prison systems, but this is a glimpse into something meaningful.
Right.
So let's get into our standout moments a little bit and just talk about the things that we liked here. I want to start, if that's okay.
Sure.
What I really liked about this film was that, and not just about the film, but about the program, about the content of the film, was you very rarely see men getting so into this art form.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you don't see it, because they exist, obviously, but you very rarely see men that invested in this form of art. And even when you do see those men, they're not this type of man.
Yeah, not
right?
on a normal.
Not a hardened,
Right.
a little bit hardened. They talked to Chill at the beginning. Chill was one of the inmates that was a part of this program, and he's saying, I gotta walk with a certain swagger around here. I gotta kind of make sure,
He sort of changes persona
yeah,
when he leaves that room to get back out into
yeah,
the normal place he had
Mhm.
to survive.
Yeah,
You can't.
yeah. And there's a lot of programs like this in prison systems where there's maybe a woodworking thing or something a little bit
Well,
more.
and they do equine now. They do
Right.
the equine. They do dogs and cats where they have
Right.
to train them and.
Right. But I think my point there was that there's a lot of more traditionally masculine programs. So it's interesting to me that this program even became a thing in this prison system.
Yeah. They didn't really address how it started.
And I'd be interested to know that. I know they said that there's a lot of people who give out of the goodness of their heart that
and they're going to get a lot more now.
Yeah. They send with, fabrics and things
Donations.
like that, and all of that. So I just thought it was really cool. I could see myself if I was, you know,
maybe being
God
drawn to
forbid,
that.
but being drawn to that.
Well, because for me, I think you saw it on there. There's a lot of mechanics
Oh
to
yeah,
quilting. I mean, it's math. It's
I love.
engineering
Yeah,
of figuring out, what's going to fit. And they didn't take a pattern.
no,
They didn't take the easy way out.
no.
They didn't just put
They
big
were
blocks
drawing their own
together. They were
patterns.
drawing their own, waking up in the middle of the night with ideas, which I do all the time.
Yeah.
Creating their own designs. They were not taking the easy way out. They were very conscious of what the child they were making the quilt for. They knew the personality, they knew the age, they knew something about that child that they could make it personal. And they strived to do that.
Well, and not only that, Mom, one of my stand-up moments that I wrote was they really cared about the quality of what they were making.
Yeah, when they ripped it all out.
Yes. They in the movie, one of the guys, unfortunately, he made a mistake, and he took a razor blade or something back to his cell. He was sewing work, but he wasn't allowed to do that.
Right.
In this program, you couldn't have any bad marks and still be a part of it. You had to be completely clean.
It was a strong consequence.
He ruined it for himself, and the empath in me goes, give him another chance, but I'm also like, I get it. You gotta have strict regulations in these programs or they're gonna be taken advantage of, and the whole thing's gonna go
And
away.
nobody was whining about it. It was like he
They
made
all
that
knew,
choice.
yeah.
He's gone.
Yep. And so the pride that they took, so he got kicked out when he was in the middle of trying to get this short deadline,
really intricate quilt that he was making
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other guys stepped up to help him finish it because he obviously wasn't in the program anymore. And they noticed a mistake, something, and Mom, you probably know a little more that the technical stuff that was going on.
The top wasn't square, so when it got on the long arm machine, it was buckling on one side.
Yeah.
So
they had to rip about a bunch of stitching out. They had to go and if you've ever
fix it.
I did leather work for several years. I've sewed a lot. I tailor my own shirts, that sort of thing. I know how much of a pain it can be to pull out a bunch of stitching. You know that probably better than any of us. And that's no small task.
No.
And they very easily could have said, it's a blanket going to a kid. Like, it's going to still keep them warm. It's still going to, like, just get it out. Let's, we got other stuff to work on.
Exactly.
That wasn't even an option in their mind.
No, he just said, we can't let it go.
I will
like
not
this.
put this out.
No, right.
Yeah, this is not what we do here.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to give poor quality stuff to these kids.
Yeah.
That to me was impressive.
It was.
What else stood out to you?
Well, I think a standout moment for me was towards the end when they read the thank you note, and he couldn't get through it without crying. And it was beautifully written by maybe a foster mom or a caseworker or something about the children that received the quilts. And I think Jill read it. And then it was like, and during this time, they also showed the kids receiving the quilts, which was also stand out to me.
Right.
Because it just made it more personal. But then they go, well, put it on the board. And then all you see this huge bulletin board just plastered with thank you notes. And they just stapled it up there, and they had another one.
But it wasn't
so cool.
It wasn't just stapled up there like, there's another one.
No. That was like an altar.
Yeah. He cried through it, and then they passed it around. These grizzled old men with long beards and, you know, or you can see the tattoos on their neck, and you can see, that, I mean, they're in there for 20 to life, like these are long stint maximum security prison, and they're passing this note around going, oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice.
And then somebody wipe a tear.
Right. Wiping tears out and going, man. So a microcosm of that, I know, because like when I was in boot camp and stuff, how important it was to get letters and get interaction with and know that you're being thought about and that sort of thing. For them, they put their heart and soul into this work that they're doing. This is the real them.
Yeah.
this camaraderie they feel with these guys in that room,
Right.
this passion they're taking. You're right. Where it takes your mind when you're threading the needles in the sewing machine, you're putting together these
You're
fabrics.
choosing the colors. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't just pull anything out. They
No.
were very conscious of the color schemes,
Yeah.
of what went together. That one that they
took
did
it-
was just unbelievable.
They took so much pride in that.
Yeah.
I really liked too that there was sort of there were stations for each person, or there was like a job for
They
each
had
person.
their stop. They had their spot.
Yes. I guess what I'm saying is there was a job or a specialty for each person where, Chill, he was the butterfly guy.
Yeah.
But there was another guy who they went to for the fabrics because he knew
he knew colors,
and he knew fabrics.
Yep.
And he knew what fabrics were in each of these stacks.
Right. And it was a whole wall of
a lot.
fabric.
Yeah. And so he's going, over here we got, here's some cool this, that, and the other. And, he just kind of knew that. To me, it's like,
and then
you're giving
Ricky was
them
the teacher.
Purpose. Yeah.
Why they even talk about that, about how they get there and they just kind of get in the zone and they just, can really escape what's on the other side outside of those rooms for a while.
Right.
And have purpose and meaning. And
give me 8 hours a day doing that.
Oh.
I
about do that now, in my sewing room. And it's like, okay, is it not really an escape, but it's purpose. And it means so much.
Yeah. Saying the word busy work makes it sound like,
well, I think
it feels like it minimizes it a little bit because that's not what I mean.
And there are parts that do feel like busy work.
Yeah.
But then the other parts, the design and the color, the choices and all that,
but something about
very creative.
Right. And something about the busy work side of any craft like that or any art like that is the meticulous, busy, quote unquote, menial parts of it. But when that comes together, there's something so satisfying.
You're talking about the 300 hexagons I just cut.
Right. But yes, because
Yep. And when those come together,
when you zoom in really far and you say, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, this is like, da, 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 da. But then you start to see, okay, one piece after the other, one stitch after the other.
Yeah.
And then you zoom out and you go, whoa, look at that.
Yep. And then when it gets quilted, it just comes to life.
Yeah.
And they had a long arm machine, so anybody watching
I was hoping you would talk about that. How cool is it that they
I didn't quite understand who was running the long arm. I didn't know if he was an inmate or if he was somebody else, but I bet he was.
He was an inmate.
And that was so cool. They took it to him and he ran the long arm machine.
Again, that's what I was alluding to with
like his spot.
Yeah, everyone had their job. He's like, this is what I do.
Yep.
And it looked like he was doing great work.
He was doing wonderful work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, like, I was noticing the meandering.
I know.
He was doing some good meandering.
He was doing some good meandering. I don't know what else he was doing, but he
do you this is going to maybe sound a little weird to say, but it's a good thing for that program and those guys that Ricky has a life sentence.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird because, life sentence
because if he left,
great.
Would it keep going?
Right. That's my question. And I think it probably would. There was enough guys in there that
maybe
were enjoying it and all that.
Caught on enough to teach. And
yeah, it just seemed like, and there was a man in there. I don't know if he was a corrections officer or what, but there was a guard in that room, but he was working. Did you see that? Like he was, and he was the one that would put it in the van and take it to the kids.
Yeah.
And he had a
load the stuff
utility belt with like the COs did. And, so.
And they took pictures of everything that they made. And I was thinking about that too. And I thought, how cool would it be if somebody now went in there and made like a coffee table book of their quilts? I mean, it's like, do you know the, what are they called? I can't think of it. the ladies that live like I think it's in Louisiana, the Cajun ladies that used to quilt. I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. It won't come to me, but
It's all right.
they are so well known for their quilts, and the pictures of them are amazing. And they do everything. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. You know, they have a certain flavor, and
Yep.
it's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a short and sweet. This is the second documentary that we've done this season that was nice and short.
Yeah.
This one and then The Elephant Whisperers. And to me, there's something very, I don't know the right word right now, but I'm really liking these short documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. From time to time, I like a lot of detail, a lot of, explanation and all that.
Yep.
But man, there's something really refreshing about just getting a taste.
Well,
A half
they
an
have to
hour
be.
worth.
They can't beat a dead horse. I mean, it's
Right.
like here you have a certain amount of time, just like our podcast. We've got a
Right.
certain amount of time. We got to get it in.
Right.
So maybe it's a little more precise and a little more. The clarity is a little
Intentional.
better. Yeah.
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 But there was no lack of becoming invested in these men
Mm-hmm.
and their stories and the work that they were doing.
No.
It was great.
It was clear. It was I wasn't ready for it to be over just because I wanted to see more of their quilts.
I'm sure. Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Ma, did you have something that you wanted to share?
I did.
Okay.
You said something earlier about there's not many men in quilting,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really know what the percentage of men is, but it can't be very high.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there are many men that do it, and then we've got some very talented artists that are quilters.
Yep.
And one of them is Kate. His name is Kate Fassett. Kate Fassett.
Are you saying
Kate Fassett? It's a
Kate?
Kate. Kaffe. Fassett.
So the N is silent. I'm just joking.
I know.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out how to respond to that.
Panned.
Anyway,
Okay.
he is an incredible Kaffe. He's 87 years old.
Can you spell that?
Kaffe. It's an Egyptian name.
I feel like you keep putting a P in there.
Kaffe.
Okay.
Fassett. Anyway, he's incredible.
Okay.
Anybody that knows anything about quilting will know his name.
Yeah.
A Facebook post came across my feed, again, because I'm a quilter. I got it. And Kate Fassett was at the H&H America trade show up in Chicago.
Okay.
And it's a trade show for small businesses and that type of thing. And I'm going to quote what he said, and I think you're going to show the picture of this, which would be cool. He says, walking out of the H&H fashion show, across the lobby, I spotted a dazzling display of color and pattern. I couldn't resist getting closer to find it was one of the most stunning arrangements of shapely, defined tones I've ever seen in a quilt. And this guy is world famous for his quilt design and his fabric design. And he also
he's renowned.
Yeah. He's an artist. He does crochet. He does knitting. He does painting.
Cool.
He's an all-around artist.
Yeah.
Okay. So he says, its repeated blocks were so crisp and harmonious. I couldn't stop looking around and around its shining colors. The back was as surprisingly involving as the front, with a host of delightful patches. Even more surprising and refreshing was that it was made by inmates to be donated to foster children. Imagine growing up with that in your memory bank.
Does it say where he was or where that came from?
In Chicago. Oh, it's from the Quilters. It's one of our Quilters quilts that he saw at this show. They must have put it in the show. And it was amazing. So then it goes on to say that Quilters is an Oscar shortlisted documentary about men in maximum security. And it is the coolest quilt, which you see in this picture.
Cool.
And to have Kate Fassett looking at your quilt like that,
right?
That would be like you just hit the jackpot.
That's cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so credits roll. How do you feel when the credits are rolling? So they did a good job because during the credits, they were showing the kids getting these quilts, which was really cool.
Yes.
So movie's over. What are you feeling?
Well, I'm always like, I wish it wasn't over yet, but it was enough. And I got the story. I,
Cried through the whole. You're crying now. Yeah.
not yet, but I thought I would. But
Your
I
eyes
not.
watered a little bit at the beginning.
Well, I think the biggest thing of it is that it was a representation of that type of artwork, how it draws people together, not just, drawing the kids, having the kids be blessed or whoever else gets it.
Yeah.
But the people that work together on these things.
Right.
It's just that it's a whole different, it's a team, but you share your heart.
Yeah.
My quilting friends are some of my very, very best friends
Absolutely.
and longest friends that I've had. Hi, Candy. Have to mention my friend. Anyway, I loved it.
There's also something, while you were saying that, I was trying to think if there was anything else out there that's as intricate and involved of an artwork that seems like it's primarily used to give to others.
I would say knitting and crocheting is probably the same type of thing, needlework.
Yeah, I suppose so. I just, maybe it's because of I'm close to you, so I'm close to your world, but you see things like this and there's a lot of because there's so much need for that. But you're not just buying blankets to give to the veterans, thing. You're not just for the foster kids, for the sailors and whoever that's overseas.
Right.
Like it's not just let's throw this thing together and do it.
You
It's
put your
this
heart into
really
it.
and I'm thinking there's so many forms of art, whether it's painting, whether it's leather work, whether whatever it may be. That's great. I'm all about the arts, right? But most of them are for the sake of art. And yeah, there are quilts that are for the sake of art, of course. And the precision.
Most of it is just to provide love and comfort to somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The gift of that is something huge. It's huge. And I don't know that there's anything. You said needlework, like crocheting and knitting. That's really cool. It's not the same kind of art.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Great. It's not to take anything from that.
Right. But it's different.
But yeah, it's different. This has such a process, such a, the design, the fabrication of it, the build of it, the completion of it. All of those things don't just happen.
Right.
I can't just sit on my couch and crochet until I create this thing. Again, I'm not trying to minimize anybody's art out there.
Right.
I'm just saying I can't think of anything that's on this level that is used to bless other people primarily. That's what you make them for.
Yeah.
It's not, how can I make as many of these so that I can make money off of them?
Because people don't.
You don't.
No,
you don't. It's, I'm going to make all these. What can I do with these to help people?
You're right. So mine go to foster care or to nursing homes for wheelchair people or veterans.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I can see the appeal, especially for guys that are incarcerated to get.
If I ever went to prison, I hope they have a quilt room.
Yeah, well,
because it'll be just like being home in the basement.
And I really don't think that I'm not trying to say anything about like those gender roles, but I gotta believe that in more women's prisons, there's
my sister was mentioning that yesterday, and I'm sure there are, and there's maybe other things that other inmates do that are great and wonderful.
Oh yeah,
they just happen to focus on this group.
Yeah.
Certainly, they're not the only group.
No, not at all.
That was just a window into what other great things are going on in hopefully some of the other prisons.
For sure. Yep. Okay.
I loved it.
Yeah, let's get into our ratings. You ready for that?
Yep.
Okay. This is the point in our show where we need to rate this documentary with an official small documentary rating. Each crew member, the two of us, scores the documentary on a scale of 1 to 10 items, with 1 being as bad as being kicked out of the sewing room because you decided to take your quilting back to your cell. And 10 being as good as getting to see pictures of the foster kids enjoying your quilts. The item that is used for scoring changes each week, or each episode, I should say, depending on the content of the documentary. And this week, we will be using butterflies as our rating item. Mom, why butterflies?
Because all of his quilts had butterflies in them. He loved butter. And he also talked about his mom a lot.
Yeah, he did.
And I thought that was an interesting aspect was that moms had a huge role in these guys
fitting
wanting to
show.
give back.
Yeah,
which is fitting for a show.
And he wasn't the only one. Ricky also mentioned his mother being a big part of his journey as well. So I thought about, when he said how much he liked butterflies, how they get like those donations in of fabrics and whatnot. I felt like, can you imagine what his excitement must be if a new fabric comes in with
and butterflies on it?
He'd be like, "Hey, chill, check it out. Check what I got." Like, yes.
He'll be getting butterflies, I'll bet you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. All right. So we're going to be using butterflies as a rating item. So, Mom, how many butterflies for the quilters?
Okay, so it sounds like a lot. I wanted to give it a 10, but I didn't. I wanted to give myself a little wiggle room for something better.
Yeah.
But I loved everything about this.
Yeah.
Everything. There wasn't one thing. So I gave it a 9.5.
Very good. 9.5 butterflies. So you pulled the wings off of a butterfly.
I did.
And only gave half. I gave half of us. Yeah. I gave this 7, not because I didn't enjoy it. I don't know. I didn't. I really liked it, but this is another example of me enjoying the discussion about it with you after the fact, probably more than I enjoyed the documentary itself.
Well, and I think I gave it a 9.5 because I love quilting.
Yeah.
I love all of what they were doing represented as far as being the underdogs and,
No,
I love feral cats and stray dogs and underdogs and to see these guys have something to give their life some purpose.
Yep. Yeah. And that's reason enough for me. So I gave it 7, not to take anything away from it. It was very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. I don't
You think it'll win an Oscar? It says it's on the Oscar shortlist.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool. I would really super be excited.
So we average our scores together, and the official small documentary rating for the Quilters is 8.25.
8.25?
8.25.
Just a quarter.
8.25 butterflies.
Nice.
Thank you to all of our listeners. Go out and check out the Quilters. It's on Netflix. As I said at the beginning, I hope you get on and give us some love on our social media, or
tell your quilting friends about this.
Yeah, tell them to go watch that documentary and then listen to this.
Yep.
And
then comment where I'm wrong or right.
Well, you weren't wrong. There was nothing wrong about what you said. All right, and then follow us on all the stuff. Keep an eye out for the next episode of My Mama Done Told Me, all our various different shows. And we will be back with small documentary eventually, where we're just going to go one documentary at a time.
That's right.
Yeah. Until next time, this has been Small Documentary by My Mama Done Told Me. I have been Jeff.
I still am Mom.
Thank you all for listening. We hope you keep your minds open and be kind to your mother. Or if she doesn't deserve it, then don't be. But mine does.
Yeah.
Mine deserves it.
I'm going to say anything.
Be kind to each other, everyone. We love you. Good
love
night.
you. Bye. I lost one of my things. Hang on,
I can see it.
Where
I can
is it?
see it.
Where is it? Right here?
Right there, yeah.
I can't hear you as well as I did. Oh, it's probably a good reason for that.
I saw it fall out during the last episode.
Oh.
You just didn't even notice it fall out?
No.
Wow.
I have numb.
You're used to having hearing aids in and stuff.